Blackman knew that there has been so much change in the area where we live. Has all this changed in a good way?
Our class has been looking at how change affects communities. As we were looking at Calgary, we started to ask questions about how some places got their names, like Crowchild Square, and Crowchild Trail, and Crowchild Arenas. We found out that these places were named after chief favorite Crowchild of the Tsuut'ina tribe.
Let us learn about the changes that happened in the First Nation community of the Blackfoot Confederation, which is made from the Siksika, the Piikani, and the Blood tribes.
In the past, the Blackfoot lived in teepees. Now they live in houses and communities called reservations. They put up teepees for celebrations, and teepees were made from 12 to 20 buffalo hides sewn together at 20 to 20-foot poles. Since the Blackfeet moved a lot to follow the buffalo herds, the teepee was made to set up and came down quickly. This was the job of the woman in the tribe. The teepee belonged to them. They also took it one place to the next.
The jingle dance came from a woman's dream to heal her people. There are 365 cones attached to the dress. That is one for each day of the year. Each cone is filled with a prayer, and as the cones dance, the prayers are released. Now this dance is dancing up to the that powers to win money.
Then there came horses. Used them then instead.
We keep records of our families with photos, journals, or videos. The Blackfoot people kept records of their lives and the events that happened in the community, the storyline.
Storytelling is very important. There was no writing, only pictures and symbols drawn on buffalo hides. We made our own story roads, telling about important events in our lives. Storytelling is very important to the Blackfoot culture. culture. Before there were books, the First Nations people told their stories over and over to their children. They created myths to explain the way nature and the world work. We would like to show you our favorite story called Why the Blackfoot Never Killed Mice in a Shadow Play.
There was much fighting with all the animals because all the animals and the birds wanted to be chief under Old Man. The bear thought he was most important. He very seriously wanted to be the chief. And so did the beaver. Every night they would have a council and they would all fight over it. Some said that the strongest animals, like the wolves, should be chosen. Others thought that the wisest ones, like the owls, should be chief. And some said that the fastest ones should be their leader. And so it went on and on until they were all enemies instead of friends. And you could hear them fighting every night until Old Man came along. He listened to them, and when the fighting stopped, he said he would settle this right here and right now so there would be no more fighting forever. He opened his paint sack and he took out a polished bone and he held it up and he said, "This will settle the quarrel. You see this bone in my hand? Watch the bone carefully in my hands. They're very fast." And Old Man began to put the bone between each hand. And then he stopped and he said, "Can you guess which hand I have the bone in?" Bear thought he was very clever, but he was wrong. And the hand opened, it was empty, and everybody laughed, especially the bear. And then Beaver came because he was smart. And he thought it was in Old Man's right hand. But when he opened his hand, there was no bone. And again, everybody laughed, especially the bear. Buffalo watched everything very carefully. "Now you see," said Old Man, "it's not as easy as it looks, but I'll teach you all the game, and you can play it together, and whoever wins will be chief under me forever." So first, Bear and Buffalo tried to play. Sorry, that's Bear and Beaver. And Beaver won. He beat the bear easily. And then Buffalo decided he was big and strong, and he played against Beaver. And Buffalo won easily. And now came Mouse. Mouse was much smaller and much quicker than Buffalo. And little Mouse beat Buffalo. So Mouse got to be the chief of all the animals and all the birds. It was a fair game. But Mouse said he was too small to be chief, and he wanted to live in peace with his wife and his family. So he decided to give his right to be chief to someone else. And he chose Man. And that settled it. That made Man chief forever. And that is why he is greater than the animals and the birds. And that's why the Blackfoot never kill mice.
We are really hoping for spring to come, and it's kind of started to come the past week. But in grade 1, we've been working on a song called Drip, Drop, Will this raining ever stop? We had to change the words to snowing when we first started the song. April showers bring May flowers, drip, drop. This group of students here are going to present compositions that they made up explaining nice spring words that we hope to see soon. So listen carefully to their words.